Well, the three of us have been playing together for like over 10 years now, probably. And we had a band in our hometown called the Hitchcocks. And
where's your hometown?
Medina, Ohio.
Okay.
It's kind of like a pop punk band, and we put out a few records for this label called Butte Pop, and then we just all went away to school and it kind of fell apart. And I don't think any of us played for a while after that. We had some other various projects, but then I got to know Gretchen, and you should tell the story about our happy hour of destiny.
We were drunk at Bernie's happy hour, I believe, and a Supergrass song came on the jukebox. And we were the only two people in the bar that knew the song, and it was kind of like headlock, and it was like, we should be in a band. And first it was me, him, and Jeremy Gladden, who used to drum for Tomfoolery and the Mistakes, and that didn't work because like time problems. And then, did you guys move back? Is that what happened?
Yeah, then Jimmy moved down here.
Jimmy moved
he
down
got a job
here.
down in Columbus, and then Tom moved here, and sort of fell together. When we started out, we were pretty different than we are now, wouldn't you say? It was a lot more like Brit-poppy type stuff.
Yeah.
Like we were real into...
We weren't very noisy when we started, I think.
We were more into Blur. I think we weren't noisy because we just hadn't played together, and we were all kind of like shy about playing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But the more we played, the noisier it got, and the drunker it got.
I guess.
So you guys were in a band called the Hitchcocks, like no other Columbus bands at all after that when you came down here?
No, I played with a few guys who I lived in the dorm with, just kind of playing, but I played drums for them, so it wasn't even, I don't know.
And your previous band?
Yeah, I was Fat Girls by the Snack Table.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
So you already kind of explained why the Hitchcocks fell apart or stopped or failed or ended or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It was mostly just being in different places.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We started out playing pretty much like, Queers type pop punk, and then we got a little more into like the Zombies, and actually kind of like that Cusacks type, like what they were doing. It's pretty much like, that's pretty much what we were doing when we broke up.
The Cusacks, very good. And why did the Fat Girls by the Snack Table?
Why did we break up?
Why did they end? I
don't know. It was just like kind of done.
Yeah. So I mean, what parts of your previous bands do you think found its way into the Lindsay?
I don't know.
I'm loud. Well, it feels like the Lindsay has two front people. I don't know. Do you feel that way?
I feel like you're the front person.
Yeah,
she's the one who does all the talking.
Yeah, I'm a raging extrovert, so, and that's, I was a very loud, boisterous front woman at Fat Girls by the Snack Table, and I think that kind of comes through, especially in between song banter.
Yeah, I don't talk.
Yeah, he's kind of quiet.
I'm always bad about like thanking other bands we play with because I just never remember. I'd always freeze and be like, I'd like to thank those guys and stick around because the other people are coming up.
Well, I was gonna say like the chemistry between the two of you on the record is really distinctive, and was that intentional from the beginning? Were you guys planning on singing together on a lot of the songs?
I don't think so.
Or is it something that
maybe
you
did, but I think when we started, I did a lot less singing.
Yeah. I don't know. When we started, I always had it in the back of my mind that at a certain point I really wanted it to be like dual vocals. Mm-hmm. Not like I was the lead vocalist and she was the backing vocalist, but almost we were singing in unison or we'd be singing harmony.
Mm-hmm.
And like when we started, if I wanted her to sing something, I would tell her what to sing. But more and more, it's just kind of natural.
I think I got a lot more comfortable developing, because I think when we first started, you would just kind of like hit this note, and I would, and I think now I'm more comfortable, I guess.
A lot of the songs on the record, like Iranian Eyes and High Heavens, the ones where we really sing together, that's basically a result of Gretchen saying that.
Yeah.
I have these harmonies, and try.
Yeah. And we sing along. Yeah. I think of you guys as a pretty stable band now, like on record and playing live, and you've got everything kind of together. Were there mistakes that you made in your past bands, or things that you learned from previous experiences that you hope not to repeat in the Lindsay?
I don't know. I think these guys would be good to ask for that.
Every group has its bad shows and its good shows, but
don't play last on a Thursday night after drinking for 6 hours.
Oh,
I don't think we
yeah.
should ever do that
We
again.
we kind of made a decision to try to stay like not wasted.
That hasn't
we
worked
play.
though.
Yeah, it's good to play a really drunk show every once in a while, but
Yeah.
we don't play that much now because Gretchen lives in Cleveland. So when we do play, we want to be good. We don't want it to be a throwaway show because you don't want to drive down here 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and to
Just
roll
make a
on the
mess.
floor in your underwear, it's.
Um,
Look at me like you don't know. It was really great.
so you said you were a completely different band when you started. So how long did it take before you knew you were ready to record the album?
We tried to record
Many times.
because Jimmy basically has a studio out at his place where we practice, and so I think even right after we started playing, we tried to record a few songs.
And we probably have at least 4 CDs of recorded material that we did,
But
various takes of songs.
it was tough to. We would start it and we'd say we're going to start to record the album, and we do a song. Like we did a song, I think Contemporaries, the first one we did was like August of 2005, and that was
That was March.
was it?
Yeah, it was
that
before
was supposed
that.
to be the start of recording the album, but at that point we didn't know how we were going to put it out, and so we didn't really have any.
We made a bunch of CDRs and handed them out free at shows, and I think that was just your Contemporaries, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of lucked out when Man Up wanted us to
Yeah.
put out
Yeah,
a
how did
record
that
because
happen? How did they approach you about that?
we played at the Carabar, and Ron really liked us immediately, and
He approached, did he approach you or did he approach me? Or us
he
separately?
approached me. He talked to
Yeah.
me about it. I know that I think that Adam Smith might have had something to do with it because Adam was trying to hook us up with various labels, and
Mhm.
I think just from talking with Ron, he knew Ron was interested in starting a label, and I think that's how it happened.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, speaking of you, well, I was gonna say, I think what makes Dragged Out, I think of it as a very special record. I really, really like it.
Thank
Is
you.
the
Thank you.
diversity involved in it. Like you hear a lot of different sides coming together, and I mean, is that a result of all your different influences and ideas and clashing or coalescing, or is it one person writing all the songs, or if it's a matter of everybody coming together? I mean, how do the songs get written?
Usually how it works is I'll have sort of the skeleton of a song, and I'll bring it in, and I'll probably have a verse and a chorus and just a general idea how I want it to sound. And there used to be a lot more communication about it in the past. Like I really want it to sound like this, and let's try to play it like this band. But I don't know.
It seems like it just kind of happens spontaneously more.
Yeah.
He'll come up with something and then we'll all kind of. I think the dynamic between these two, guitar-wise.
Yeah, you guys shared leads. Like it's not just one person going out off all the leads on the record. I mean, it's both of you switching off.
Yeah, I think they accent each other really well, and I think that has a lot to do with the songwriting.
Yeah. Well, he just
For
tries
sure.
to play louder than me, and then I start playing louder than him. That's why our live show is so loud.
Can't deny it.
So when you recorded it, I mean, did you guys have a real hands-on approach to the recording, or can you think of anything unique or that's something that stands out that the CDR guys did to enhance the songs you'd already written?
I remember how nice it was just to show up and plug in and just record.
Yeah. The bad thing about recording ourselves is we had to set up the mics and worry about levels and get up after every take and turn it on.
Yeah.
And they did all that.
It was nice
All
to
that
kind of
for
have
you.
that omniscient, and I mean, then they were really good at suggesting things too, like that backwards gargle that's going on at the end of Abigail Folger. Like that was all Adam's idea,
Yeah.
wasn't
really?
And
it?
Adam made the tape loops that
Yeah.
were in is it High Heavens? It's like backwards tape loops. I mean,
Or
that's
the
all-
backwards cymbals.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
cymbals,
There's some
yeah.
amp dropping on there too, isn't
Yeah.
there? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
It
that's
was
a lot of
it was
time.
nice to have an extra or 2 extra set of ears, I think, and I don't know, they're both brilliant guys and they gave us a lot of really good ideas. And
Yeah, it was good to not have to work. Like we didn't even have to think about how it was gonna sound on tape because we knew that they're
Yeah.
more than capable of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they really get an understanding. What bands are going for, and they just give it to them.
I think other than their own record, it's the best record they've done
I-
so far.
I agree.
really
I
do.
think so.
Yeah, not to toot our horn, but like
Yeah,
our records
and
are
not
beautiful.
to-
It really does. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah,
So yeah, I was gonna ask.
a lot of people have
you-
remarked that it's different than what they normally put out, which is considered more like lo-fi stuff.
Mhm.
I think apart from the Necropolis record, we're probably more high end.
Production wise.
Yeah, production wise of what
Definitely.
they've done.